Impact of the coronavirus, mental health experts fear that some people may begin to lose the ability to cope with all that anxiety and stress and not know how or when they should actually seek help for it. Joining us right now with the signs to spot and what to do about it is our good friend, licensed mental health counselor Shantala Boss. Good to see you, Shantala. How are you?
Good morning. Good, Amy. Thanks.
All right, so let's talk first with how anxiety can become a real problem during this time, because you have the folks who maybe have never had anxiety before and are now feeling it, and maybe folks who had it before and now it's really manifesting itself.
Right. Well, this pandemic has never happened to any of us, so we're all going to have a little bit of anxiety, and that's good because obviously we need to be careful, we need to be cautious, we need to be doing things and we have never done before. Our schedules are changing and we're needing to take precautions to make sure that we're healthy and that those around us are healthy. And the real concern is how much of that anxiety is healthy and when does it become a crippling anxiety and when do we need to reach out for help?
So how do you know? And sometimes it might not be you that notices, it might be a family member or a friend.
Right. Well, a lot of times it affects sleep. So if we are up all night, in and out of sleep, bad dreams, the inability to cope with day-to-day situations, also isolating oneself. If a person starts to isolate themselves or pull away from activities that they once enjoyed or show a lack of hope or meaning in the overall picture, because as individuals, as humans, we all experience stress and anxiety, but usually we're able to find coping skills to come back to a normal baseline. So if a person is unable to do that and they start falling into a depression or having suicidal thoughts or not really their normal self, then that is really when they need to seek help and really look at what could they do to really focus on getting better and dealing with this anxiety.
Shantala, have you started doing in-person sessions yet, or are you still recommending folks do the telehealth sessions?
Well, I actually have been in the office the entire time and offered both telehealth and in person to my clients because some clients actually still need to continue to come in the office, and it really depends on their level of coping and if they're able to really deal with the situation in a healthy way. Some of my clients could be somewhat suicidal or extremely depressed, and in those situations I really want to see them face to face to make sure to assess that they're getting the help they need. But most people, if they're not comfortable, are more than welcome to come and do the teletherapy. Most therapists are offering that as an alternative now, and there are mainstream telehealth platforms like BetterHealth and Talkspace that provide that year-round. I always want to recommend that it really is important to at least get in face-to-face with your therapist pretty regularly once the pandemic is done. Seeing someone through the internet is great, but you can't always pick up on all those things that are needed to really assess and make sure that they're doing well and that the message gets across on how to cope.
Absolutely. Great advice. Shantala Boss, always good to talk to you.
You too, Amy.
Thanks, and have a great day. All right, researchers say, well,